What's up, Bama Nation? Yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, coming on here a little bit later today on a Monday. Hottest show on the streets, talking your Bama football news. Still giving you your premium hot Alabama content. And on tonight's show, we're going to get into this Bama defense starting to look like old Bama, old school, dominant Alabama from the early part of the Nick Saban era. Kane Wommack was the right hire for this defense. I understand earlier in the season we were seeing some busted coverages. We were seeing some things that we didn't like as Alabama football consumers. Me personally, there were some things that I looked at and just off of reaction said, hey, not feeling this, not liking this. But after going back and actually watching film myself, and breaking things down, I got the understanding of, hey, this defense is fine. This defense is doing what it's supposed to do. This defense just needs some time, right? All great things take time. I mean, the best things in life, they take time to maneuver. They take time to produce. Hold on here. I'm seeing that there's no sound coming here. Let me make sure we got some sound here. Let's see. Let me make sure we got some sound here. Do we have sound? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see here. I want to make sure we have sound here. Is there sound coming through? Okay, cool. Awesome. Because I know one of our listeners was saying that there was no sound coming through, so I wanted to make sure that we had sound. So we're good. Appreciate you, Cat Pool. Cat is saying we're good. Okay, so we do have sound. So going back to what I was saying, earlier in the season, as Alabama fans, we all kind of thought that there was an issue with the 4-2-5 defense. Bama's not getting the stops, not getting the takeaways, not getting the pressure, right? But Kane Wommack is the right hire. He was the right hire for this team. It just took some time for this defense to get it all together. And since the South Carolina game, y'all, this 4-2-5 has been cooking. Kane Wommack has been cooking since the South Carolina game. We're talking 15 takeaways since that matchup there. We can look at forced fumbles, interceptions, 15 takeaways. That's big. 12 of those 15 have been against SEC opponents. We're talking 4 came against South Carolina, 3 came against LSU. I believe 3 came against Missouri, so that's 10. And then 2 came against Tennessee, that's 12. So since the South Carolina game, we're looking at 12 turnovers against SEC opponents, 12 takeaways, 15 overall, as the most recent 3 came against Mercer on last week. One of those, a forced fumble by Deshaun Jones, the transfer from Wake Forest, and Xavier Brown, the true freshman, former 5-star corner from California, picked it up and took it to the house for a 66-yard touchdown, the first non-offensive touchdown of the season for Alabama. And after getting a chance to talk with Jihad Campbell, Alabama junior and inside linebacker, he said, folks, fans, don't worry. More's coming. More non-offensive touchdowns. They're coming. Quay Russaw, redshirt freshman, talked about it. Hey, man, we want to be like that old Bama. We want to make plays like that. We want to perform like that. We want to be to the very best that we can because we feel like we got the best defense right here. So you look at this Alabama team and that camaraderie, especially on defense, coming together at the right time. Kane Wommack talked about it. When we're able to force takeaways, when we're able to take the ball off of our opponent and put our offense in short field, short position to score, we feel good about that. But more importantly, when we're able to take the ball off of an opposing team and score ourselves on defense, then you really get hyped up about it. So this defense under Coach Wommack is starting to look like old school Bama. So I'll say this. if you go back to that 2016 Bama defense under Jeremy Pruitt for just a moment here, that 2016 Bama defense had way more known commodities as pass rushers versus this year's defense. But yet this year's defense, check this out, this year's defense only has 2 fewer interceptions than that 2016 defense. Think about that for a moment. That 2016 defense had 16 picks. This defense has 14. And you got to give Kane Wommack a lot of credit right now. He doesn't have the known commodity pass rushers that Jeremy Pruitt had back in 2016. However, this defense is still finding ways to create turnovers. It's still finding ways to get takeaways. So that's coaching. And that's a firm job done from Kane Wommack's end. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this defense and what it's been doing here these last 5 games, especially now leading up to the Oklahoma matchup, setting up for Saturday. Another night game, 6:30 p.m. Central Time via ABC in Norman, Oklahoma. Now, we did get some news today from Coach DeBoer. Keon Sabb, safety for the Crimson Tide, free safety, out for the remainder of the year with that foot injury that he's been playing on throughout the season that he was out there. He played in 7 games this season prior to the news of the injury. But Keon Sabb out for the remainder of the year. So this gives Bray Hubbard, who has come on strong. Bray Hubbard, since getting his chance in the Tennessee game, this guy's got 2 picks this year, playing with physicality, playing with toughness, playing with attention to detail, extreme focus. Bray Hubbard has not only this defensive secondary playing well, but I think the insertion of Bray Hubbard in this lineup has the whole team playing well defensively. He brings an energy, he brings a toughness, he brings a physicality, he brings an attention to detail, got very good coverage skills, allows Malachi Moore to play with more so freedom on the back end. Really love what Bray Hubbard brings here. He's the thumper. He is the real thumper back there. So here's a guy that has taken full advantage of the opportunity with Sabb being out, but now with Sabb out for the remainder of the season, Bray is going to take even more of an opportunity in that defensive secondary. And so with that also being said, you have more looks for Bray Hubbard. You've got Deshaun Jones, who's playing not just at corner, but also getting some runs there at Husky, being cross-trained there. You've got King Wommack, who is now going to be a strong safety backup behind Malachi Moore, and the backup behind Bray Hubbard at free safety, Cameron Howard, but transferred from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. So that's how your secondary is looking now. With Sabb being out for the year, you would have Devontae Smith, who is your starter at Husky, but behind him, Deshaun Jones and Red Morgan. You've got Malachi Moore, obviously at strong safety or the rover position. Behind him is King Wommack, and you got Bray Hubbard, your starter at free safety. You take it over fully for Keon Sabb, with the backup being Cameron Howard. Now, the good thing for Sabb, according to Coach DeBoer, he is expected to come back. He is expected to come back next season and roll for Alabama. So Sabb is expected to come back. So you could see Sabb at free safety, and you could just put or you could have Sabb at strong safety and keep Hubbard at free safety for next season. However Alabama decides to play that, I wouldn't touch Bryson Hubbard. He's on a roll right now. He's playing with confidence, playing with flair, playing with tenacity. I would not touch Bray Hubbard. I would keep him right exactly where he is. So even with the expectation of Keon Sabb coming back, I would throw him more so at strong safety, leave Hubbard right where he is at that free safety position. But it's good to have Sabb back for next season. But right now, having Bray Hubbard there at free safety, having Malachi Moore at strong safety, those two are playing extremely well off of each other. I would not mess with that chemistry. I wouldn't mess with it. I wouldn't touch it. I would let that be. I would let that continue to flourish as it is doing. So this is big here for the Crimson Tide. Bama defense starting to look like old Bama out there. And for a lot of us that were kind of bummed out, and I was one of them, for a lot of us that was kind of bummed out by Caleb Cunningham, the 5-star wide receiver prospect out of Mississippi that flipped his commitment from Alabama to Ole Miss. Don't be bummed out. Why? Rico Scott! That boy Lil Rico! That's why. Don't be bummed out. Rico out of Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That kid is a star. 6 feet, 185 pounds. This guy had a phenomenal high school career at Bishop McDivitt High School. This dude, high school tenure, had 177 catches, 3,075 receiving yards, 50 touchdowns in his career. Rico Scott at 6 feet, 185 pounds is a star. That catch he made off the arm of Austin Mack in the back corner of the end zone in the fourth quarter against Mercer, there's a reason why you don't need to be overly panicking at the fact that Caleb Cunningham flipped. Rico Scott is that guy, okay? 3 receivers arrived on campus in the summer prior to the start of the season. Those 3 freshman receivers, Ryan Williams, we're seeing Ryan popping off Hollywood, the freshman at 17. We're seeing what Ryan's doing. Amari Jefferson came in, but also Rico Scott came as well. And I know Ryan is out there, front and center, but little Rico did his thing against Mercer. And I feel like Rico is the reason why you should not be overly concerned about Caleb Cunningham flipping to Ole Miss. Going back to a thought that my man Waylon, Godfather of the SEC, put in the chat line, I'll begin to your chats here in a moment, is Keon Sabb back. Keon Sabb is out, Waylon, for the rest of the season. He's out for the rest of the season with a foot injury, but he's expected to come back next season for Alabama and be ready to go. So Sabb out for the remainder of this season. He will be back for next season, starting with spring ball. But Brayson Hubbard, who has been replacing Sabb since the injury, Bray Hubbard, he's fine. He's good to go. I'm going to say this also. Another receiver that's starting to pop a little bit, Jaron Hamilton. Jaron's got some speed. He's got some range on him. Can play the football. He nearly had a touchdown catch. Just couldn't quite haul it in. But Jaron Hamilton had that ball, y'all. Bama's got receivers. They got him. And then shouts out to the boy Bubba Hampton, who had a catch in the game as well. So Bubba Hampton can catch the football. Jaron Hamilton can go. We saw Rico Scott bring in a touchdown catch. Odom got out there, made some plays. Bama's got receivers. Bama's got wide receivers. I don't understand what this notion is that Bama don't have receivers. Bama's got receivers. They got them. They're out there, period. They are out there in full force. And going back to Cat Poole, the placement on that throw from Austin Mack was pretty, really pretty. And you go into next season, the quarterback conversation, next spring, the quarterback conversation, man. Like that's going to be wild because next spring you're going to have Ty Simpson, Dylan Larnigan, Austin Mack, and Keon Russell. Next spring, that QB conversation is going to be off the charts. And if Keon Russell is able to reel in DeCorian at that wide receiver position, that's gonna be uber wild. If Keon Russell is able to reel in DeCorian, that's gonna be uber wild. I'm just saying. But I'm happy about the defense, though. Defense starting to look like Old Bama. Kane Wommack was the right hire. Everything has fallen into place perfectly. You got the one alpha that's bringing everybody along with him. That's Jihad Campbell. And Campbell has been playing like a first-round pick these last 4 to 5 games or so. I mean, Campbell, 85 tackles to lead the team, 48 solo tackles to lead the team, 10 tackles for loss to lead the team, 5 sacks. He's tied for the team lead with Q Robinson, who's out for the year with an injury. Jihad Campbell, 2 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles, an interception. Campbell's looking and playing like a first-round pick right now. I mean, he's looking and playing like a first-round pick right now. And he's been the alpha that's been bringing everybody else with him. And he was the one that told me after the game, more is coming, more takeaways coming, more defensive touchdowns coming. We were banking on this first one that Xavier Brown got against Murray. But now that we've got that one, it's popped the seal, it's popped the lid, more coming. So against Oklahoma this week, I'm looking forward to seeing more coming. More defensive touchdowns, more non-offensive scores. So very proud of this defense. Kane Wommack mentioned that the identity of this team, the identity of the 4-2-5 is the ability to force turnovers. It's the ability to pressure the quarterback and force turnovers. And we have started to see that happen since the South Carolina game. Turnovers are happening, pressure in the quarterback's face happening. So that's what you want to see. That's what you love. That's what you value. That's what you appreciate. Big ups there to Alabama defense. And it took time. Like I said, I was somebody, just like many of you as the fans, wondering what's going on with this defense. Why is it not getting pressure? What's happening? It takes time, right? Kane Wommack knew I'm coming into a defense that lost a lot of players to the NCAA transfer portal, right? Kane Wommack coming in here, I have to bring in a whole new system than what these players are used to. They're used to a 3-4 defensive alignment with the nickel under Coach Saban. So now I'm coming in here with this 4-2-5 swarm. There's some different terminology. There's some different word jargon. There's some difference in a lot of it. And it was going to take these guys a moment to soak it in, learn it, catch on, process it, and then go out there and be able to play and execute it on the field. But it's good to now see that happening. It's good to now see it happening. And even Coach Wommack mentioned, like, he feels it himself that he's been able to get his swag back and take a step forward and knock some rust off and being a defensive play caller again. We also have to understand, for 3 years, Coach Wommack was a head coach. So he didn't have all of the say-so in calling the defense at South Bama. So he even had to learn being back to just solely being a defensive play caller, calling plays that he knows he can be confident in that side of the ball executing. So it's been a process. It's been a learning process for this defense. It's been a learning process for Kane Wommack, but both sides are starting to hit a rhythm. Both sides are starting to hit a groove. Both sides are starting to get a feel for everything now. And this is big. This is huge. This is exciting, especially when you look at college football playoff rankings, the new ones, them things dropping tomorrow. Alabama, according to the Associated Press, ranked number 7. If the college football playoff falls in suit with the Associated Press ranking Bama at 7, Bama is now in a position to host a home playoff game, y'all. If the CFP goes in step with the AP, Bama's now hosting a home playoff game if the playoff was to start today, right? Bama's hosting a home playoff game. You still got the SEC championship opportunity still alive. But it's crazy. Despite the loss to Vanderbilt, despite the loss to Tennessee, an opportunity to go to Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and play for a conference title, it is still right there for the Crimson Tide. I think all you need is Missouri to win and Texas A&M to beat Texas. Nuts. And Alabama to win out? Absolutely nuts. But Bama's right there. Bama's right there. And big ups here to Kane Wommack in this defense. But we're going to take a break right here on the show. Don't touch that down. We're just getting started here with you guys. When we come back, we're going to dive to the comment section, get into your comments, get into your thoughts here. Light us up in the comment section. But right now, we're going to take our first quick word from our guys at Alumni Hall. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh, yeah, oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. Here we go. We're back in and out of the action from the break here. Number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Check out our guys right there. Alumni Hall. Appreciate them for everything that they do. Get the gear right there. Get the T-shirts. Get the hats. Get the keychains. Everything that you need. Alumni Hall, Midtown Village in Tuscaloosa. Let's see here. All right. We're going to go to our comments right now. We got my man William Hosey is in here. William with the what up. Appreciate William being a part of the show. We got Larry Coldhead. Larry Coldhead, what's good, Bama Nation? What's good with you, Larry? We got Kyle Barry with Stephen Smith. Best show around. Appreciate that, Kyle. Appreciate that. Yeah, William, we got the sound, baby. We got the sound going here, but I appreciate you. See, Bama, roll tide. Don't get comfortable. Strong. Keep going. Focus, Alabama. So, see, Bama, don't get comfortable. Don't get complacent. Finish strong. Win out the remainder of the regular season schedule. You got Oklahoma this weekend. And the next week, you got the Old Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa, Bama, and Auburn. We got my girl Cat Pull with the roll tide right there. Oh, Cat. There you go, Cat. We got Cat with the roll tide right there. Cat also letting me know that I was good there on the sound, so appreciate Cat. Run the Table Sports TV. Steven, everybody talked a whole lot of trash about that 4-2-5. We balling now. Bama balling now. Wommack had to figure out his players and matchups. Better yet, the SEC ball. He's got it now. Kane Wommack's got it now. The last 5 games, this Alabama defense, 15 takeaways. 12 of those against 4 SEC opponents. When you look at 4 of those takeaways against South Carolina, 3 of those LSU, 3 of those against Mizzou. So that's 4, 7, 10. And then the last 2 against Tennessee. So, yes, Kane Wommack's got it now. Run the Table Sports comes back with Roll Tide, roll tide to your Run the Table. It's up. Jay Walker writes in, Roll Tide, got the big flip, little eye to Bama. Hey, I saw the big flip today. Big flip there for Alabama football there on the recruiting trail. It was good to get that flip there, especially with a couple of guys that flipped away from Alabama. When you talk about Caleb Cunningham flipping away, Anthony Turbo Rogers decommitting, I mean, you had another guy, Dawson Merritt, flip away to Nebraska, which, and I understand a lot of people will have a huge reaction. What's going on at Alabama? Why are these young men flipping? Do they not want to play for Coach DeBoer? Do they not want to play for the Tide? What's going on here? People, we are in the NIL era of college football. These young men want to be courted. They want to be dated here across this entire recruitment process. They're trying to see who's got the best deal, who's got the best collective, who's got the best money, who's got the best cash flow. So we've reached a point in college football where you don't trust any commitment. The only thing you trust is pen put to paper. When pen is put to parchment, you trust that because that means a signature has been made and you really locked in and you really 10 toes down because that signature has been made. Before that signature is made, anybody can be swayed. Anybody can be persuaded before that signature is put down on the piece of paper. So that's just how I feel about it right now. How I feel about it right now, nothing is set in stone. Nothing is concrete until pen is put to that paper. Cat Pool writes in, it's literally see ball, get ball. That's how it's been, Cat, for this Alabama defense. See ball, get ball. Monica Hubbard giving us that wave in hand right there. Appreciate you, Monica, checking out the show. Run the Table Sports TV. I'm so glad you can actually see the team camaraderie now. They gelling now. Put the egos aside. No me, guys. Everybody is on the same page at the right time. Love it. Everybody's on the same page around the table. You're seeing that camaraderie. You're seeing that Bama brotherhood. You're seeing that Bama love. On the sideline is energy. The sideline getting hyped again. The sideline showing that enthusiasm. And when you're seeing players like make plays, their teammates are celebrating with them. You go back to the Rico Scott touchdown. Everybody was jumping up with Rico. That's what you want to see. You go back to the Zabian Brown scoop and score. Everybody was celebrating with Zabian. You go back to the Quay Russo athletic one-handed pick. People are losing their mind going off. I mean, that's what you want to see. That bond, that brotherhood, that togetherness. We all right here. We are all right here. We're all locked in. We're all in sync with each other. You want to see that. That's special. That is what you enjoy about Alabama football. That's what brings a happiness to you about Alabama football right there. So absolutely. My man Waylon with the Godfather of the SEC. Hello, everyone. What's up with you, Waylon? Happy to have you in here. Cat Pool agreeing with Run the Table Sports TV. They're all playing for each other. It is amazing. It definitely is. My man From, what's up, man? Skyline Crew. We here. We here, From. We here. 100%. We here. Run the Table Sports. Oklahoma has a storm coming its way Saturday. Prime time. We fixing the ball, Steve. 48-17. Bama bucket. So Run the Table got 48. Oklahoma 17. Bucket. We got you, Run the Table. We got you. Cat Pool writes in, Bray got a pick coming this weekend. So Cat Pool's got Brayson Hubbard getting his third pick of the season this weekend against Oklahoma. Brom says, call him Thumper. That being Bray Hubbard, you call him Thumper because he is bringing the pain there. Stonatino, do you think Alabama will have a top 10 defense in 2025? Stona's got a chance to. I'm going to have a lot of these guys coming back for next season. A lot of these guys coming back for next season. You're going to have a young defensive line. You would imagine Tim Smith gone after this year, Tim Keenan gone after this year, Jamarian Latham gone after this year. LT Overton, if he really starts putting together some games here, he could catch some eyes and be gone. But if not, LT could come back. You would have James Smith back, Jordan Renard back, Edric Hill back, Jeremiah Beeman back, Isaiah Faga back, Damon Payne Jr. back. You would have some bodies. Keon King, you would have some dudes there on that defensive line, on that defensive front. So Bama would have a chance, legit chance to have a top 10 defense in 2025. Roman Table Sports, we're on a mission, Steve. You can the hunger. Hollywood will have a massive game this Saturday. I see the hunger, or I totally see the hunger. Hollywood had 2 touchdowns last week, a rushing touchdown and a touchdown catch. He's now got 10 scores on the year, one shy of tying Amari Cooper for the single season freshman record, school record for touchdowns in the year. Cooper had 11 as a freshman in 2012 for Alabama. Ryan Williams is at 10 right now, so he can tie the record and get the record this weekend against Oklahoma. Let's see here. Cat Pool writes in, man, that was a catch Saturday. She's talking about Rico Scott. She also says, hate to lose Sad for now, but he'll be back. He'll be back in terms of next season, expected to be back. Roman Table Sports, speak Rico Scott, and he's paid his dues. He'll be ready to ball out next year big time. Next spring will be Rico Scott's time. Next spring will be big for Rico. Now, I also believe that down the stretch of this season, he could have some major opportunities down the stretch of this season. Do not take your eyes off Rico Scott. I mean, you look at Oklahoma game, he could make some shake this week. Auburn, he could make some shake. In the postseason, Rico could be nasty, y'all. I'm just saying, do not sleep. Do not take your eyes off that young man, number 11 for Alabama at wide receiver. Cat Pool and the placement of the throw. Austin Mack's got some passing abilities on him. 6'6", 236 pounds, can make off-platform throws. I mean, he's continuing to grow within the culture here of the Alabama football program. I'm just saying, Jalen Milroe expected to go pro after this season, right? You're going to have an intense quarterback conversation next spring. When you look at Ty Simpson, he will be entering his 4th year in the program. Dylan Larnigan entering his 3rd year. Austin Mack would have a whole season under his belt. And then you throw in the talented 5-star freshman, Keelan Russell. Next spring is going to be crazy. When you look at the quarterback conversation, it's going to be wild. Let's say Roman Table Sports, Hamilton almost had him 1-2. Just couldn't snag it at the end. Jaron Hamilton's good too. He is good too. So that's another one at wide receiver. Keep your eyes on here. Let's see. Xavier Beach comes in. SMS, what's up? Great to see you again. I'm back home in Florida now. Xavier, hey, what's up, brother? Happy to have you chiming in here on the show. My man DP, Don Parker in the building. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Roll Tide, appreciate you, Don Parker. Let's see, Christian Hughes writes in. Roll Tide, Stephen M. Roll Tide, Christian, you part of the Skyline crew. We in here. You know what we doing? We deep. Do our thing in the Skyline crew. Don Parker writes in. Milroe should stay in school, just saying. It wouldn't be a bad thing for Milroe to stay, but at the same time, you would have to ask yourself, if he stays, how many quarterbacks would you risk to the portal? You have to ask yourself that question because that's the era, that's the day and age in college football we're living in now. If Milroe were to come back, and I'd be cool if he did, if Milroe were to come back, if that becomes his decision, how many quarterbacks are you risking losing to the NCAA transfer portal? That's a legitimate question. that's a legitimate conversation to have. But if he does decide to go on ahead and go pro and turn pro, enter the draft, like I said, you would have Ty Simpson back, Dylan Lonergan back, Austin Mack, and the true freshman Keelan Russell, especially if he decides to enroll in the spring. Let's see here. Xavier Beach defense is looking great. Yes, it is. Absolutely. J_A_85 in here. Let's go. Appreciate him being a part of the show. From writes in Austin Mack making noise on scout team. He is. He's making some noise on the scout team, but he also got out there, against Mercer and tossed him a touchdown pass. Cat Poole writes in, Campbell's stock has skyrocketed this season. Cat, it has since South Carolina. Like, Campbell's game has turned all the way up. I think the LSU game was the moment where a lot of NFL teams said, we got to have number 11 on defense for Bama on our board. The LSU game where Campbell rushed off the edge, got in Nussmeier's face all night long and harassed him, had 12 tackles, including 3 of those for loss, 1.5 sacks, a pass breakup, and I believe a forced fumble. That game put Campbell out there for all NFL teams. I think his stock has definitely skyrocketed. From Rising, Austin Mack, Bryce Young 2.0 at 6'6". Hey now, Austin Mack, Bryce Young 2.0 at 6'6". Hey, if that becomes Austin Mack, do it. Xavier Beach writes in, people have to realize that anything new takes a while. Defense actually have been playing good since Tennessee. That game, the D was left on the field too long by the offense, but only gave up 24 points. You're right. The Tennessee game, Alabama's defense played good enough to beat Tennessee. You forced 2 turnovers in that game, did pretty well, stopping them on third down. You held Dylan Sampson, the running back, to 35 yards rushing in the first half. Alabama's defense played well enough that first half against Tennessee to win that football game. So you are correct. The defense was left out there too long, but it does take some time for you to develop. It does take some time for you to grow. And so this Alabama team is growing, playing well at the right time. Christian Hughes, Swarm, baby, Swarm D was out there. Monica Petaway is in here. What's up, Bama Nation? What's up, Monica? Don Parker, my man, the realness. Too many missed tackles and issues again on third down Saturday. Was hoping to see improvement overall from the LSU game. Honestly, didn't see it. Yeah, Bama won 52-7, but the standard is still the standard. Still saw some things there on the Don Parker wanting excellence. Gotta love that. Wanting excellence every step of the way. Gotta love that. So we got Tolbert saying, OG. Good evening, Stephen Rotide, Bama Nation. What's up there with your Tolbert? Happy to have you in here. Run the table. Loving our young guns on defense are starting to get it. I just need my guy Mbakwe to lock in with a little bit more focus. He's going to be special. I like Mbakwe also. People need to realize, though, Bach hadn't played true corner, just cornerback, since his sophomore year of high school at Clay Chalkfield. So Bach is having to learn just how to be a pure corner all over again. And for him to be getting the reps that he's getting, it's remarkable how quickly he's caught on here to this defense. So I'm telling you, run the table, as the season progresses here, he's gonna be right where he needs to be at. Bach is gonna be right where he needs to be at. Deborah Franklin, Roll Tide, everyone. Roll Tide to you, Deborah. Happy to have you in here, Darren Nunn. The 425, the process of having the right players in the field at the right times. DBs need to get more aggressive and know how to blitz faster. Roll Tide. 425 is a process because you got to have pressure. You got to have turnovers, takeaways, and you got to be able to stop the run. You got to have all three. And so here lately, Alabama has been developing, being able to have all three, which is good. Appreciate all of you guys writing in, getting your thoughts together. Yep, 1-0 Cat Pool, 1-0 every week. 1-0 every week. We got Blue 5, 1925. What's up with Keeley? Keon Keeley's been out there now the last 2 games. He got out there against LSU, and he got out there against Mercer. Keeley's playing. Keeley's been getting out there. So Keeley's playing. He's playing. I think next year will be more so his big year because he had to learn a whole different position, going from a stand-up outside linebacker to a defensive end, hand in the dirt. But Keeley's playing. The last 2 games, he has been out there on the field. So Keeley's out there. Let's see here. Cat Pool writes in. Coach Saban talked about that. Some guys want playing time immediately and don't care about development. And this is why, this is the thing with Keeley. Keeley has had to be developed. You couldn't just put Keeley out there. Yes, he was recruited by Coach Saban to play a specific position, a specific role, but here comes Kane Wommack bringing his system in here. Keeley had to develop under a new system, under what Coach Wommack is asking him to do. And big ups to Keeley for not getting overly frustrated, for not wanting to hit the portal, but wanting to stick around, wanting to grow, wanting to be developed, wanting to be around this program, and to have Coach Wommack help him out there. Absolutely. Let's see. Rubber table. Turbo would have been buried so deep in that running back room. He saw the writing on the wall. Justice, Jam, Young, Hill, Riley, and Akeelan Deere. We didn't want him if he wasn't willing to compete anyway. That's the main thing. If you're not willing to compete, you don't come here. Because you got Justice here, you got Jam here, Richard Young healthy, Daniel Hill's got ability, Kevin Riley, and then Akeelan Deere. I'm just saying, this running back room starting to look like that 2013, 2014 room when you had guys like, TJ Yeldon, Kenyon Drake, Derrick Henry, Tyron Jones, Alti Tenpenny got rest his soul, Alvin Kamara. Them guys was out there competing. Them guys was out there fighting, competing. This running back room right here. Appreciate Rhonda Barnett being a part of the show, giving us that 100 right there. Appreciate you, Rhonda. CJ, 1818. Steve, Paul Feinbaum said today, if Bama wins out, they are in the SEC championship game. Is that true? Bama has to win out, CJ, but then also it needs Texas A&M to beat Texas, and it needs Missouri to win. So if Texas A&M beats Texas and Missouri wins out, Bama goes to the SEC title game. It needs Texas A&M to beat Texas, and it needs Missouri to win out. So that's what it needs to get to the SEC championship game. Let's see. Kareem Hood writes in. Kareem Hood 40. We still have unfinished business, people. Stay focused. Although I'm loving what I'm seeing, body language always tells the story. You got to finish strong. You got to finish the rest of the season how you want to finish it. Win out the remainder of the schedule. That's the main thing. Win out against Oklahoma. Win out against Auburn. Finish this thing. Finish it. Absolutely. Anitra writes in, Roll Tide family. A Roll Tide to you, Anitra. Happy to have you in here. Monica Petaway, I enjoyed seeing the other quarterbacks over the Miro and Tide get some reps in. It was good to see Dylan Lonergan out there. 5 of 6 passing, he moved the chains. It was good to see Austin Mack get out there. 2 for 3 passing, but didn't have a 31-yard touchdown bomb. So it was good to see other quarterbacks out there on the field. Don Parker, the offense, I questioned the play calling on Saturday. The O-line looked like they didn't want to run block. Pass pro is great, but we need that run game. Quarterback can't always be the lead rusher. Don, I agree in terms of I did want to see a bit more creativity from Sheridan over the weekend. Didn't see a lot of creativity. Now, maybe he didn't call for it. But I definitely want to see a bit more creativity from Sheridan as far as the play calling goes. I did want to see a bit more of the run game. Pass pro was good. I did want to see a bit more of the running game. We did not see that. So want to see that more against Oklahoma. But I want to see a bit more creativity from Sheridan against Mercer. We did not get that. Carl James, 2021. Milroe will have a Heisman performance. Are you saying that, Carl, against Oklahoma? Are you saying Milroe Heisman performance, Carl, against Oklahoma? Drop that in the chat right there. Let's see, Monica Petaway. I want to see more from Bubba Hampton. I'm telling you, there's a reason why Monica Bama flipped him from Texas. Sarkisian wanted him. There's a reason why Bama flipped him from Texas. Hampton's good. Hampton is good. Let's say, Monica Hubbard, who's the next quarterback if Milroe leaves? So, Monica, you're going to have a four-man battle next spring. Ty Simpson would have the most experience as the fourth-year player, but Dylan Larnigan's got talent, former high school baseball pitcher. You've got, Austin Mack at 6'6", who knows this Kane and DeBoer and Nick Sheridan offense the most because he practiced in it and played in it at Washington. And then you got Keon Russell, the hotshot five-star coming in here from Duncanville, Texas. It's gonna be interesting. Experience-wise, I would go Ty Simpson. But in terms of who this offense may be tailor-made for the best, it's going to be very intriguing. Next spring is going to pop, y'all. Next spring is going to jump. Monica Petaway, Rico Scott is definitely as advertised. He can ball. He can play. Coming from Pennsylvania, at a high school, this kid 177 career catches, over 3,000 yards, 3,075, 50 touchdowns. He can play. 6 feet, 185 pounds. This is the first time Alabama went to Pennsylvania to get a receiver. The last time it did it, you got to go back to the 2013 recruiting class where it got Robert Foster from Monica, Pennsylvania. Now, remember, Robert Foster should have been marquee. Injuries kind of took him away from us too soon there, though he did in 2017 came back and made some good plays for Alabama to win that national championship that year. Kareem Hood writes in, we may be looking at a serious QB battle next year. That's what I'm saying. The battle is next year. That's what I'm saying. You got Simpson, Larnigan, Mack, and Keon Russell. The battle is next year, starting the spring. That's what I'm looking at. Cat Pool writes in, I think so too. QB room will be stat. Quarterback room will definitely be stat. Bama made OG. Bray Hubbard has been good too. Bray Hubbard's the man. He's got the secondary playing physical, got him playing tough, got him playing together, plays well in coverage. He's got 2 picks on the year. I mean, like Keon Sabb, I do, and want him to be back strong next season. But Bray Hubbard is doing more than hold it down. He's excelling out there, exceeding expectations. Absolutely. Let's see. Kareem Hood, if Milroe stays, you probably risk 2 quarterbacks at least to the portal. That's what I'm saying. If Milroe comes back, you're risking probably 2 to the portal. So that's why it's good for him to go ahead, turn pro after the season, and let's see the future here in this room with this 4-man battle that we would have here. GT18, Roll Tide. Watching the Texans and Cowboys, Jerry Jones's face is red. I think he's about to fire everybody right now. They are bad. All Jerry to do is get Jerry. If you can hear me right now, son, Dak ain't it. Love Dak. He ain't the quarterback for you, man. He's not. If I'm Jerry, draft a quarterback, please. Jerry, draft a quarterback, man. Jerry, draft the quarterback and take your hands off everything, Jerry. When you were winning Super Bowls with Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer, they didn't have you, Jerry, put your hands on everything. Let the coach coach, Jerry. Get a coach and just let that man coach, Jerry. For goodness sake, draft the quarterback. That's all I gotta say about the Cowboys. Let me get off that Cowboys box right there. Jesus, my dad was coming out of me. My dad's a huge Cowboys fan. From writes in, Ty Simpson is heavily involved and heavily invested, can't leave. Hey, Ty's trying to win, man. Ty's trying to win. J. Cole writes in, we're going to win the next 2 games and win the SEC championship. Believe that. God bless you. Jesus Christ be with you at all times. Appreciate you, AJ Cole. Amen to that, brother. Appreciate Eric Beasley dropping that $10 donation in here. Roll Tide Roll. Appreciate you, Eric Beasley, being a part here of the show. Todd writes in, Bray Hubbard made the defense way more physical. Oh, yeah. Made the defense way more physical. Absolutely. Bray Hubbard's done that. Appreciate all of you guys writing in, letting your voice be made known on the show. Let's see. Here we go. Don Parker. Why are they dropping Russo in pass coverage? I don't get it. He's definitely a natural pass rusher. It puzzles me that they're not letting Russo do what he really does, eat quarterbacks. Now, because Don, they see Quay as a complete outside backer. They don't see him as just a pass rusher, though he can rush the quarterback, and he does a great job of that. But they also see him as a guy with soft hands, uber athletic, to where he can drop back and get those interceptions, right? He can drop back and get his hand on the football. And also, the reason why they're having Russo drop back in pass coverage is in the NFL, Don, they want linebackers to be able to do everything. They want linebackers to be able to rush the quarterback. They want linebackers to stop the run. They also want linebackers to drop back in pass coverage. The NFL wants to see, can you do it all? Can you do it all? That's what the league wants to see. And they're seeing early in Quay Russo's career, okay, Quay can do it all. Quay is not just a one-trick guy. Oh, he's not just a pass rusher, and that's it. We can also have him set the edge and stop the run. Oh, he can do that too? Quay's more marketable that way? Okay. That's a check in Quay's toolbox. We got to draft him because he can do that too. Oh, now Quay can drop back in coverage. He can get picks too. Oh, he becomes even more valuable to an NFL team. NFL teams want to see what makes you more valuable. Sell yourself to me more than the hundreds of other guys playing your very position, right? So that's why they're having Russo drop back in coverage. But, you know, he does a lot more than just that. Let's see. Catpool writes in, I still kind of claim Kamara, but that's because I'm a Saints fan. Hey, Cat, I mean, it's okay, Cat. I mean, you got a bunch of Ohio State fans that still claim Jameson Williams, even though J-Mo spent his final year at Alabama. So, yes, Alvin Kamara spent his last couple of seasons at Tennessee, but he did spend that first year at Alabama. So you can still have that claim there to Alvin Kamara. But Monica Petaway, Don, that's what they did with Will Anderson. Hey, they did drop Will back in pass coverage too. But Will did get an interception one time when they dropped him in pass coverage. And he took it back for a touchdown. That kind of made Will more marketable. Came up number 3 overall pick in the draft. And now he's tearing it up for the Houston Texans. So that's what coaches do. They're trying to make the quarterbacks here, trying to make the players here more marketable out there on the field. Let's see. Oh, man, we got Run the Table says Keelan will battle Ty and Mac. So he's got Keelan Russell battling Ty Simpson and Mac and Austin Mack. Run the Table also says here the kid accuracy is all world, 0 picks. his senior season. He's like 6'6", talking about Keelan Russell, 0 picks, and he's 6'6". Hey, it's a big deal right there. Sweet home Bama 24. I think Lonergan will hit the portal. That's the one that I'm going to have my eyes on the most next spring, because if Lonergan doesn't pull it out, then Lonergan would hit the portal. If he doesn't pull it out, Lonergan would hit the portal. So, and I wouldn't want him to do it. But he's just way too talented to sit the pine there another year. But appreciate all of you guys riding in. Thanks to all of you guys. We got we're gonna go back up to this comment from Monica Hubbard, who says, Dak ain't it. Say it loud for the people in the back. Look, I got nothing against Dak. Love him as a human being, but he ain't in at quarterback in Dallas. He ain't. If I'm Dallas, you better be drafting a Shedeur Sanders. You better take a Cam Ward if he's there. You better take Quinn Ewers, something. I mean, something. You bet no. Dak ain't it, man. If Jalen Milroe falls to you, Jerry, take him. If Jalen Milroe falls to you, Jerry, take him. That's all I'm saying. If Milroe falls to him, you better take that, Jerry. You bet, Jerry. If you don't take that, Jerry, I'm just gonna have to come to the TV and wring your neck. That's all I got to say about that. JD Long writes in, Roll Tide, my guy Stephen M. Smith. Roll Tide to you, JD. Happy to see you in here. Chief 1. Russo is getting interceptions. That's what I'm saying. They're dropping him back in coverage to make him more marketable, to see how many more things can he do to increase his value, not just for this Alabama program, but in the future, the NFL, because y'all know Quay trying to go to the league at some point. So that's why he's got 2 picks this year. If he keeps doing this, Quay will end up being first round pick a couple years from now, because they're gonna look and go, man, Quay did this, he can do this, he can do this, he can do that. Draft that man. J. Cole writes in, how are you feeling about this game, Stephen? I feel good about this game against Oklahoma. Yes, you're going on the road. Yes, you're going to Norman. Yes, they have an electric atmosphere. It's a different environment, all of those things. But you went on the road against Wisconsin. You handled that environment. You went on the road against LSU. You handled that environment, right? So, and then you also learned on the road against Tennessee and Vanderbilt what not to do. So, Kagan DeBoer has all of these experiences that he can draw from. He has all of these things that he can draw from to be better here against Oklahoma this weekend. Catpool writes in, man, I'm so happy to see John Mechie out there. The story of Mechie warms my heart, Cat, because, I mean, for him, he was such an underrated receiver at Alabama. Productive, tough as nails, made plays, was a 1,000-yard guy his final year, did exactly what you asked him to do, and then he gets drafted to the NFL. He gets hit with leukemia. Anybody else would have crawled into a hole. Mechie battles himself out of that, gets himself healthy, got his first career touchdown this season. Just so proud of Mechie, man. Great dude. Great dude all the way around. Henry O'Toole was having a good year as well, Kat. Appreciate you bringing that up. Dylan Wigman, man, I'm getting concerned with the recruiting. I'm hearing a lot of buzz from Michael Carroll flipping to Colorado after we just lost Cunningham. Look, Dylan, what's going on This is the NIL era. What NIL has done, it has leveled out the playing field, right? Everybody is getting a collective up. That's what's happening. And it's, if you don't have the biggest deal to bring me in, I'm going to go to the place that has the biggest deal to bring me in. But at the end of the day, all I'm concerned about is getting these young men to sign on the paper. Those that want to play for Alabama will end up playing for Alabama and putting their name on that piece of paper. That's my main thing. Those that want to play for Alabama will end up playing for Alabama and putting their name there on the piece of paper. But I appreciate all of you guys for being a part of the show tonight. You guys have been awesome. As always, folks, you want the best news, notes, information, coverage on your favorite program. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store. If you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store, if you got the Android phone for your audio needs, check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, get you that subscription to touchdownalabama.com. That way you can have all of your Bama in the palm of your hands there. Get that subscription to touchdownalabama.com. Appreciate you guys for doing that. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. And as always, you've been listening to In My Own Words. See you guys Wednesday.